Today, I made my own NBA 2K23 ratings based on how I feel about certain players and their level of play. We're going to start off with the Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden is going up to a 92. He's had a great year this year, and Joel Embiid's been one of the most dominant players in the league, so I put him up to a 97. I feel like Giannis is almost unstoppable, so we're going to put him at a 99 overall. You will see multiple 99s in this video. DeMar DeRozan consistently takes over the fourth quarter for the Bulls, so for that, I put him up to a 91. I had some debates about what to do with this Cleveland Cavaliers team and their overalls, but Darius Garland has been great this year. At first, I had him at an 89 and Donovan Mitchell at a 91, but I feel like in Cleveland, they're kind of like 1A and 1B. They're the two co-stars for this team, so I ultimately decided on putting both of them at a 90 overall, and I felt that that was a solid overall for both of those guys. Jason Tatum's playing MVP level basketball. I bumped him up to a 97. Jaylen Brown has taken a leap alongside JT, and I put him up to a 92. I didn't really want to change anything with the Clippers. Kawhi's been injured a lot. I didn't want to put him up or down anymore. And Paul George has had a good year, but I felt like an 89 was good for his overall, so I kind of just left things the same there. The same goes for the Memphis Grizzlies. I didn't really know what to change with this team, so I decided to leave the overalls the same. And then for the Atlanta Hawks, with Trae Young, he's had a shooting slump to start off the season, but he's picked things up as of late, so I don't want to overreact and drop his overall too much, so I left things the same in Atlanta. But don't worry, there definitely will be more changes coming for players' overalls as we work our way through this roster. For example, Jimmy Butler. He's a playoff performer, so I feel like his regular season overall doesn't reflect what he does in the postseason, so I'm putting him up to a 95. And I also bumped up Bam to a 90. He's a consistent 20 and 10 guy, so I feel like you have to have him at least at a 90. Probably the biggest upgrade of this video, I bumped Lauri Markkanen up to a 90 overall as well. His play has been amazing. He's picked up his three-point shooting as of late, which was down to start off the year, and now he's just playing incredible basketball. Sabonis is also playing great basketball, so is De'Aaron, which has led to the resurgence of the Sacramento Kings, so I put them both as 90 overalls. And then in New York, I wasn't exactly sure what to change. RJ got off to a slow start to the year, but has picked things up. Brunson's been good, but I didn't know if I should put him higher, so I left things the same. But I did bump LeBron and AD up, and I bumped Russell Westbrook up to an 84. I felt like Russ deserves a higher overall than a 79. A 79 is crazy considering what he brings to the table. Paolo Banchero is having a historically great rookie season in Orlando, so I bumped him up to an 86 overall. I feel like that's well deserved. And then Luka, I mean, he dropped 60, 21, and 10. I'm putting him at a 99 overall. When he gets going, he's almost unstoppable. The same goes for KD. He is one of the best isolation scorers in the entire league. He's a 99. Kyrie, I put him up to a 92. These guys are absolute buckets. I even gave Ben Simmons a little credit and bumped him up to an 81. Brooklyn's on a 10-game winning streak at the time of this recording. Jokic, one of those guys who I feel like also is just unstoppable. I bumped him up to a 99. Jamal Murray's been playing better as of late, so I bumped him up to an 85. I bumped up Halliburton to a 90. He's just really good, man. That's really all I got to say. And then Zion Williamson, an MVP caliber player on the number 1 seeded Pelicans. Yeah, he's going to be a 95. The Pistons, Cade's injured, so I didn't really change anything there. And then for the Raptors, Pascal Siakam. He has been amazing this season. I know the Raptors have struggled a bit, but I think he deserves at least a 92 overall. The Rockets and the Spurs, I wouldn't really say have any stars, so I didn't really upgrade anything there. And then you look at the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul has had a down year this year compared to previous seasons, so I put him down to an 85. I bumped up Devin Booker to a 92. But these rating upgrades are getting boring. Real quick intermission for a Lauri Markkanen bucket. Yeah, y'all see it. It's a green. Y'all got to subscribe because of that. I'm so sorry. Just subscribe to the channel, man. We're trying to hit 4K. Anyways, I bumped Chris Paul down another overall. I'm sorry. I might be a hater for that, but we're just going to continue on. The Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an absolute bucket. Put him up to a 93. And then for the Timberwolves, I'm sorry, Rudy. I'm so sorry. You got postered by Zion, by the way. But yeah, I'm sorry, Rudy. 81 overall for him. And then Anthony Edwards, I put him up to an 88. Also, don't take this as, oh, I'm a basketball expert or anything like that. I just wanted to mess with some ratings and have some fun, man. We put Steph Curry up to a 98 overall. put Klay Thompson down to an 82. His efficiency this year just hasn't been there. Wiggins has been really efficient, though, so I put him up to an 86. And we're almost done with this. We're moving on to the Washington Wizards, and I wouldn't really consider Kyle Kuzma a star player, so I was going to upgrade him, but this video was mainly about star guys, so that was pretty much it. I was pretty happy with how this roster turned out. Just as a quick overview, we now have 499 overall players in the league. Maybe I inflated players' overalls too much. I don't really care, though. This was mainly just for fun. I just wanted to mess with the rosters and make them the way I liked it. It doesn't have to be a basketball opinion thing or a player ranking thing. I was just trying to have some fun, man. So hopefully y'all like the ratings. Now let's go ahead and let's get into the simulation. Alright, so we're here at the All-Star break. We've got Team KD and Team Luka, and we've got mostly familiar faces on the All-Star team. I feel like these are the normal guys you usually see as All-Stars in 2K. Nothing too crazy that's really changed. Even guys who I didn't upgrade ended up making the All-Star team. KD's averaging about 30, similar to what he's doing in real life. Luka's putting up video game numbers like he does in real life. Curry's averaging about 30 like he does in real life. I feel like I did a solid job. AD needs to be averaging more, but 2K kind of hates on AD with like how much he shoots the ball. He doesn't really put up crazy numbers like that, but I feel like overall I did a pretty solid job with these upgrades. I'm not trying to gas it up too much, but I mean, the numbers look pretty similar to real life, and I feel like I did a good job. So let's go ahead and let's get to the end of the year where we've got the MVP, Luka Doncic. He does this. It's 2K. Y'all know it. And then Paolo, he's usually the Rookie of the Year, but I feel like his shooting splits went up a bit as a result of his increased overall. Tari Eason, Sixth Man of the Year. Giannis DPOY, and Anthony Edwards, most improved because I upped his overall. And looking at the All-NBA teams, a lot of the normal guys you would see, but they just have higher overalls. Pascal Siakam was All-NBA third team. He's a 93 overall by the end of the season. Not going to say too much about the all-defensive teams. I don't really know how 2K picks those, to be honest. I don't feel like they're very accurate. Some of the good defenders are on there. Some of them aren't. But looking at the league leaders in scoring, we had a lot of guys getting buckets, similar to real life. Jokic averaged a triple-double on the year. Luka also averaged a triple-double. LaVine averaged about 26, even though I didn't upgrade him. A really cool year. I feel like the upgrades went well. I've said that a lot. I probably sound like a broken clock. Now I'm just saying old head sayings. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's get to the NBA playoffs. The Lakers are the 2 seed, and they end up winning the first round to face the Mavs. Then you've got the Pelicans, the Grizzlies. You got Chicago, Miami. You've got Philadelphia versus Brooklyn. Some really cool matchups, and they're all back and forth series. As you can see, every single series on the screen is 3-2. So we're likely to have some Game 7 action here, and the Pelicans end up advancing, but we've got 2 Game 7s on the bottom of the screen. The Lakers end up beating the Mavs in one of the Game 7s as AD drops 31 and 10. LeBron drops 28 and gets a triple-double. Russ is hooping in the playoffs for the Lakers. And then for the Mavs, Luka put up some crazy numbers. These are GOAT level numbers. I've never seen anything like it, man. Luka is just him in 2K and in real life. But looking at the Game 7 between the Nets and the Sixers pulled it out. Harden played really well. Embiid played really well. They're both having a great run. This duo is going absolutely crazy and advancing to the conference finals. And the Heat and Bulls series went to a Game 7 as well, where the Miami Heat, led by playoff Jimmy Buckets, were able to get out of there, winning by 11 points in the deciding Game 7. DeRozan only dropped 21. I expected a little more from him. Rudy Gay came up big in Game 7. They made a huge pickup, apparently, because Rudy's really hooping in the playoffs, man. And then you've also got Victor Oladipo pitching in 18. Jimmy only dropped 17 in Game 7, but hey, he's moving on to the conference finals where they're facing the Sixers, and these series are both going back and forth, tied at 2 apiece, and the Pelicans end up getting out of there in 6, but the Sixers Heat series is going to a Game 7 where the Miami Heat dominate, winning by 28 points. Jimmy is the Eastern Conference MVP, Zion is the Western Conference MVP, and in Game 7, oh man, Joel Embiid was nowhere to be found. 4 for 17. Oh man, that's tough. But going on to the NBA Finals, we've got Miami versus New Orleans. Rudy Gay is going to have problems guarding Zion Williamson. Game 1's a close one, but the Pelicans end up getting out of there in the clutch, winning by 5 points. Zion with 26, Jimmy with 35. That's the type of play I expect from playoff Jimmy Butler. But the Pelicans are still taking the lead in the series despite that. They get up 2-1, but the Heat fight back, taking 2 straight games to tie this series up at 2 apiece. But then the Pelicans win by like 50. Is that 50? 50? Is that 40? 40? 50? I think it's 50. So yeah. The Pelicans end up winning by 50 points in this one. Jimmy with only 22. In Game 6, the Heat absolutely need this win, but they're not going to get it. Zion and the New Orleans Pelicans are NBA champions. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day. See you in the next one. Peace.